What if the food you love hides a dark secret?
I never meant for it to go this far.
One choice, one deadly mistake. It's too late to stop. Watch the full story before it's too late.
The bustling town of Eket is known for its lively markets, rich culture, and the occasional mystery. In the heart of the marketplace, Amara, a modest food vendor, works tirelessly selling bean cakes, akara, to feed herself and her younger brother, Ifyok. Life hasn't been easy since their parents died, and Amara, barely in her 20s, has had to step up as the family's breadwinner. Every day, Amara sets up her stall at dawn, frying her akara, while competing with other vendors. Her food is good, but not enough to stand out in a crowded market. Sales are modest, and as her financial burdens grow, so does her desperation. One fateful afternoon, as Amara packs up her unsold food, an old woman approaches her stall. The woman, known as Mama Eme, is a figure of both fear and respect in the town, a herbalist rumored to dabble in dark, ancient practices. Her leathery skin and piercing gaze send chills through anyone who crosses her path. Your akara is good, but not good enough to survive here, my child, Mama Emi says, her voice gravelly but calm. Amara, intrigued and a bit frightened, listens silently as the old woman continues. I can help you. There are ways to make your food irresistible. But be warned, the path you choose comes with consequences. Desperate to lift her family out of poverty, Amara asks Mama Eme what she must do. The old woman instructs her to come to her hut later that night for more guidance. Amara hesitates but ultimately agrees, her desire for success outweighing her fears. Later that night, under the cover of darkness, Amara nervously walks to Mama M's secluded hut on the edge of the forest. Inside, the air is thick with the smell of herbs and burning incense. Mama Eme sits cross-legged on the floor, surrounded by strange objects, bones, candles, and jars filled with unknown substances. The old woman explains that in order to make her akara irresistible, Amara must add a small personal ingredient to the batter, her own pubic hair. Amara is horrified by the suggestion, but Mama Eme assures her that this practice is ancient and powerful, used by women long before her to gain favor and fortune. The hair represents your essence, Mama Eme says, and when mixed with the food, it binds your spirit to those who eat it. They will crave your akara, and they will come back for more. With no other options and mounting debts, Amara reluctantly agrees to the ritual. Mama M gives her specific instructions and a warning. The power she is about to harness will come with unforeseen consequences if abused. The next day, Amara nervously follows Mama Eme's instructions. She shaves a small portion of her pubic hair and mixes it into the akara batter, feeling both disgusted and ashamed. She worries that someone might somehow discover her secret, but by morning, her fear is overshadowed by a strange confidence. When she arrives at the market, something is different. Her stall, usually overlooked by the bustling crowd, is suddenly attracting attention. People are drawn to the smell of her frying akara, and within hours, her stall is surrounded by customers. By midday, Amara is sold out for the first time ever. Days turn into weeks, and Amara's fame in Eket spreads. Her akara is the talk of the town, with people coming from far and wide to taste the magic bean cakes. Amara's financial troubles begin to melt away as the money flows in, and she's able to take care of Ifyok, sending him to a better school and buying new clothes and supplies for their home. But with success comes attention, and not all of it is positive. Some of the other market vendors, envious of Amara's sudden rise, begin to whisper. How could an ordinary girl like her suddenly have the most popular stall in town? Some accuse her of using juju or dark magic to enchant her customers. Among those who grow suspicious is Uduak, a local fisherman and regular customer. Uduak has been eating Amara's akara daily, and while he can't explain why, he finds himself unable to resist it. One evening, after devouring another plate, he begins to wonder what makes her food so addictive. He recalls the rumors about Mama Eme, the mysterious herbalist, and how she was seen speaking to Amara not long ago. Driven by curiosity and a growing unease, Uduak decides to investigate further. He starts watching Amara more closely, paying attention to her every move, hoping to uncover her secret. As the sun sets on another successful day for Amara, she counts her earnings, feeling both satisfied and uneasy. While her newfound wealth has changed her life, a part of her feels haunted by the strange power she has harnessed. Meanwhile, Uduak approaches Mama Eme's hut under the cover of night. He knows something is off, and he's determined to find out what dark forces are at play in Amara's rise to fame. The tension builds as Uduak knocks on the door, the eerie glow of candlelight flickering inside. The quiet evening air is thick with tension as Uduak stands at the door of Mama Eme's hut. Inside, the flickering light from the candles casts eerie shadows on the walls. He hesitates for a moment before knocking, unsure of what he's about to discover. Mama Eme opens the door, her piercing gaze immediately unsettling him. "What brings you here, fisherman?" Mama Eme asks, her voice a mix of curiosity and warning. Uduak swallows his fear, determined to get answers. "I want to know what you did to Amara. Her akara. It's not natural. People can't stop eating it, and I've heard the rumors. What's going on?" Mama Eme lets out a low chuckle and motions for him to enter. Reluctantly, Uduak steps inside the dimly lit room, his heart racing. "You think you want the truth, but the truth comes at a cost," Mama Eme says cryptically, settling down on her mat. She gestures for Uduak to sit. As Uduak takes a seat, Mama Eme begins to speak in riddles about the power of ancient rituals. She explains that Amara's success is no coincidence. It is the result of a powerful binding spell that makes her customers crave her akara, unable to resist returning for more. Uduak, growing more anxious by the second, demands to know if Amara is aware of the true extent of the magic she's using. "Amara only knows part of the story," Mama Eme replies. "The power she wields is strong, but unpredictable, and if she continues to use it without care, it will begin to consume her." Meanwhile, at home, Amara begins to notice unsettling changes. Her customers are returning daily, just as Mama M promised, but their behavior is becoming strange. They no longer seem satisfied with just a few pieces of akara. Some linger around her stall even after she's sold out, their eyes glazed over begging for more. Others have started showing up at odd hours, knocking on her door late at night, demanding food. Ifiok, her younger brother, notices the shift in their routine too. Although their financial situation has improved, Amara seems distracted, even distant. One evening, after another long day at the market, Ifiok watches as his sister stares blankly into space, her hands trembling slightly as she counts the day's earnings. "Sister, are you okay?" he asks gently. Amara snaps out of her daze, forcing a smile. "I'm fine, Ifiok, just tired." But deep down, Amara knows something is wrong. The strange behavior of her customers, the feeling of unease that lingers after each transaction, it's becoming harder to ignore. She begins to wonder if the price of success is too high. The next day, Uduak shows up at the market, his eyes trained on Amara's stall. He watches as a crowd quickly forms around her, people shoving and jostling to buy her akara. The desperation in their faces unnerves him. After she sells out, he approaches her stall, determined to confront her. "Amara," he says, his voice low but firm. "We need to talk." Amara, startled by the seriousness in his tone, looks around nervously. About what? About Mama Eme. About what you're doing to these people, Uduak says, glancing at the now dispersing crowd. Something's not right, and you know it. Amara's face pales. She hadn't expected anyone to connect the dots, let alone confront her about it. I don't know what you're talking about, she says defensively, turning to pack up her things. But Uduak steps closer, his voice dropping to a whisper. I spoke to Mama Eme. I know about the spell. You're using something dark, Amara. And it's starting to show. Amara freezes, her heart racing. For a moment, she considers denying everything, but the weight of guilt presses down on her. She knows Uduak is right, there's something deeply wrong with what she's been doing, and it's starting to spiral out of control. I didn't mean for it to go this far, she finally admits, her voice barely above a whisper. I just wanted to take care of Ifyok. I needed the money. But now... Uduak shakes his head, his expression grim. It's not just about money anymore. You need to stop this before it gets worse. Mama Im warned me. There are consequences to using that kind of magic. Amara looks down, tears welling in her eyes. But how? What do I do now? Uduak hesitates, unsure of the answer. We'll figure it out. But you have to talk to Mama Emi. Maybe she can reverse it. As Amara wrestles with her guilt, things in Eket continue to grow more disturbing. People who regularly buy her akara begin acting strangely. Some have developed obsessive behaviors, constantly seeking out her food, while others have started falling ill, complaining of strange dreams and hallucinations. The town is buzzing with rumors, and whispers of witchcraft grow louder. One evening, Amara is visited by one of her most loyal customers, a woman named Ekaeta, who has been buying her akara for weeks. Ekaet appears pale and disoriented, her hands shaking as she clutches her stomach. Amara. Something's wrong, she says, her voice barely audible. I can't stop thinking about your akara. I dream about it. I feel sick, but I keep coming back. What's happening to me? Amara's heart sinks. She realizes that the spell is affecting more than just her business, it's harming the very people she set out to help. With Uduak's words echoing in her mind and the mounting evidence of the spell's harmful effects, Amara makes a decision. She must go back to Mama Eme and ask for the ritual to be reversed, no matter the cost. As she gathers the courage to visit the old woman, the eerie glow of the full moon lights her path through the forest. But when she reaches Mama Eme's hut, the door is already ajar, and inside, she finds a shocking sight. Mama Eme is gone, and the room has been ransacked. The candles are still burning, but the strange objects and herbs are scattered across the floor. Amara's heart pounds as she realizes that something, or someone, has interfered with the very magic she's been using. Suddenly, a rustling sound comes from the shadows outside the hut. Amara turns, fear gripping her as she wonders who, or what, is out there in the dark. Amara stands frozen at the entrance of Mama Eme's hut, her heart pounding as the eerie rustling from outside grows louder. Her breath catches in her throat as she peers into the shadows, unsure of what, or who, might be lurking. The moon's pale light casts long shadows on the ground, twisting trees into ominous shapes. She steps cautiously away from the hut, scanning her surroundings. Then, a figure emerges from the darkness, Uduak. Amara, he calls out in a hushed voice, his eyes wide with concern as he rushes toward her. What's going on? Why are you here? Relief floods Amara's chest, but it's quickly overshadowed by the fear gnawing at her. Mama Eme is gone, she whispers. The hut. It's been ransacked. I came to ask her to reverse the spell, but now I don't know what to do. Uduak glances at the disheveled hut, his brow furrowing. This doesn't feel right. It's as if someone knew you were coming. Amara's unease deepens. She has the terrifying realization that she may not be the only one involved in this dark magic. There could be others who know about the spell, others who want to control it. The thought sends a chill down her spine. Back in Eket, things are spiraling out of control. The strange behavior of Amara's customers is no longer a secret. People who had once praised her akara are now falling ill with unexplainable symptoms. Strange dreams, loss of appetite for anything other than her food, and a growing sense of paranoia. The market buzzes with rumors that Amara's food is cursed, that she is practicing witchcraft to control her customers. Ifiok, worried about his sister, confronts her one evening after she returns home from the market. Amara, people are saying things, terrible things. They say you're a witch, that you're using juju in your akara. Is it true? Amara, struggling to hold back tears, avoids his gaze. I never meant for this to happen, Ifiok. I only wanted to take care of us. But something has gone terribly wrong. I need to fix it, but I don't know how. Ifiok, though confused and frightened, embraces her. We'll find a way, sister. But you need to stop before it gets worse. Determined to get answers, Uduak and Amara begin searching for clues about Mama Eme's disappearance. They visit nearby villages, asking questions and speaking with other herbalists, but no one seems to know where the old woman has gone. Some warn them to stay away from the magic she practiced, while others offer cryptic advice, urging them to seek out an even older, more powerful figure in the neighboring village of Ikotabasi. Reluctant but desperate, Amara and Uduak travel to Ikotabasi. They meet an elder named Akpan, a respected seer who is rumored to know the secrets of ancient magic. His compound is quiet, nestled deep in the forest, surrounded by thick trees and the scent of burning herbs. Akpan listens carefully as Amara explains her predicament. Akpan's face is grave as she recounts the spell, and the disturbing effects it's had on her customers. You have tampered with forces you do not understand, Akpan says, his voice low and serious. Mama Eme's magic is not the only power at work here. There are darker forces that seek to use your actions for their own gain. Amara's heart sinks. What do you mean? Akpan stands and motions for them to follow him deeper into the forest. As they walk, he explains that Mama Emi's spell was part of an ancient practice designed to bind the spirit of the food seller with her customers. While the spell made her food irresistible, it also opened a door to spirits that thrive on obsession and addiction. These spirits are now feeding on the people of Eket, growing stronger with each passing day. Mama Eme may have started the spell, but someone else is amplifying it, Akpan says, as they arrive at a small clearing. And until that person is found, the curse will continue to spread. Amara and Uduak are left reeling. Not only is Mama Eme missing, but now they have to contend with an unknown figure who is controlling the dark forces affecting Eket. Determined to stop the madness, they decide to return to the town and investigate further, hoping to uncover who might be behind the growing power of the curse. Back in Eket, things have taken a darker turn. More people have fallen ill, and some of Amara's most loyal customers are now bedridden, suffering from intense nightmares and hallucinations. A few have even become violent, attacking family members in fits of rage when denied Amara's akara. The town is on edge, and whispers of a witch hunt are spreading. Some villagers have begun gathering at night, discussing ways to deal with Amara and the dark magic they believe she has unleashed. Amara knows time is running out. One evening, as Amara and Uduak continue their investigation, they notice something strange. One of the market vendors, Adiaha, who had always been envious of Amara's success, has suddenly become very wealthy. Her stall is booming with business, selling charms and protective talismans that she claims can ward off the effects of Amara's witchcraft. Suspicious, Uduak decides to confront Adiaha. He watches her from a distance as she meets with a group of shady individuals in the marketplace late at night. She hands them small pouches, exchanging whispers and glances before quickly disappearing into the shadows. The next day, Uduak and Amara follow Adiaha to a remote part of town, where they see her meeting with a tall dark figure dressed in flowing black robes. As they move closer, they overhear the conversation. Adiaha has been working with the figure to amplify the spell on Amara's Akara, using the town's fear and obsession to enrich herself. The figure is revealed to be a powerful sorcerer who had been manipulating Mama M's magic from the beginning, using Amara's desperation to fuel his own sinister agenda. Horrified by what they've discovered, Amara and Uduak realize that the sorcerer must be stopped before the curse destroys the entire town. But as they turn to leave, the sorcerer senses their presence. With a flick of his wrist, a powerful gust of wind sweeps through the forest, knocking them to the ground. As Amara struggles to her feet, she feels a cold, dark presence closing in on her. The sorcerer steps forward, his eyes glowing with an unnatural light. "You think you can stop me, child?" he says, his voice dripping with malice. "This is just the beginning." The ground trembles beneath their feet as the full force of the curse begins to manifest, and Amara realizes that the fight for her soul, and the soul of Eket, has only just begun. The air is thick with tension as Amara and Uduak face the sorcerer in the darkened forest. The ground beneath them trembles, and the towering trees seem to close in, as if the entire forest is conspiring with the dark magic at play. The sorcerer's eyes gleam with malice as he steps forward, his hands moving in strange patterns that cause the wind to swirl violently around them. Amara's heart races. She feels the weight of her decisions, every spell, every choice that led her to this moment. Her desperation had brought her wealth, but it had also unleashed a curse that threatened to consume the entire town of Eket. Now it was up to her to put an end to it, even if it meant sacrificing everything she had gained. The sorcerer's power surges, and with a flick of his wrist, a dark force rushes toward Amara and Uduak. Uduak pulls Amara aside just in time as the blast hits a tree behind them, shattering it into splinters. Amara knows they can't face him head-on. They need to be smarter, faster. "I'll distract him," Uduak whispers, his voice tense. "You find a way to break the spell." Amara nods, her mind racing. She remembers what Akpan, the seer, had told her. The spell was amplified through fear and greed. To break it, she needed to reverse its power, to replace the darkness with light, greed with selflessness. As Uduak charges at the sorcerer, dodging blasts of dark energy, Amara closes her eyes and focuses. She recalls Mama M's teachings, the ritual that had started it all. But this time, instead of using her own essence to bind people to her food, she would use it to free them. She would pour her spirit into an act of redemption, a selfless sacrifice to undo the damage she had caused. With trembling hands, Amara reaches into her pocket and pulls out the small pouch of herbs Mama Eme had given her. She kneels on the ground, mixing the herbs with soil and water, her heart filled with a single purpose: to break the curse and free the people of Eket. As Amara performs the reversal ritual, Uduak fights fiercely, dodging the sorcerer's attacks. But the sorcerer is powerful and Uduak is quickly becoming outmatched. Just as the sorcerer raises his hand to deliver a final blow, a brilliant light erupts from where Amara is kneeling. The sorcerer staggers, his dark energy faltering as Amara's ritual takes effect. The light grows brighter, enveloping the forest and pushing back the shadows. The dark spirits feeding on the people of Eket scream as they are forced out, their power broken by the purity of Amara's sacrifice. Amara stands, her face streaked with tears, but her heart lightened. The spell has been broken, and the sorcerer's grip on the town is loosening. You can't do this, the sorcerer snarls, his once powerful voice now shaky and weak. Amara steps forward, her voice steady. This ends now. I may have made mistakes, but I won't let you destroy my people. With one final surge of light, the sorcerer is consumed by the reversal spell, his form dissolving into the night. The forest falls silent, the wind dying down to a gentle breeze. The curse has been lifted. In the days that follow, the people of Eket begin to recover. Those who had been affected by the curse slowly regain their strength, their strange behavior fading away. The market returns to normal, and while some still whisper about the strange events that took place, life gradually begins to heal. Amara, though no longer a wealthy food seller, is at peace. She no longer feels the burden of the curse weighing on her soul. She continues to sell her akara, but this time, with no dark magic involved, just honest work and genuine love for her craft. She knows that the road ahead will not be easy, but she is determined to rebuild her life the right way. Ifyok stands by her side, proud of his sister for facing her mistakes and making things right. And Uduak, ever the loyal friend, continues to support her, knowing that they both played a part in saving the town. The story of Amara is a powerful reminder that shortcuts to success often come with hidden costs. While it's tempting to use quick fixes or unethical methods to get ahead, true success comes from hard work, integrity, and patience. Amara's journey shows that when we make mistakes, we must take responsibility for our actions, even when it's difficult. In the end, doing the right thing will always bring greater peace and fulfillment than any form of ill-gotten wealth. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Let us know in the comments what you learned from Amara's journey. Remember, true success comes from perseverance and doing things the right way.